Peace and light. Peace and light as you come in. Please put a number 9 in the chat if you can hear me and see me well. We'll get started in a minute. All right. So I do want to go ahead and start off with the Copyright Disclaimer Act. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right, so got that out of the way. So just wait a little while longer for some people to come on in. All right. You can hear me and see me well. Put a number 9 in the chat. Hi, BB. Hey, girlfriend, do you have an email address? I would like to share some experiences not to be spoken here. Sure. Let me put it here. It's the channel's name at Gmail, so. Okay, great. So this will be available for replay. I'm sure others will join in, but today we're going to have a discussion about this PalEcan privilege, the privilege of the pale people. Some call them Caucasians, some call them white, whatever floats your boat. there has been, I wouldn't say a rise in white supremacy behavior and racist behavior, because it's always been heavy. It's always been consistent. It's just that now we have these devices that actually puts their behavior on front street. It's happening in the workplace. I have seen a lot of, and I will go through my own experiences within the work sector and the racism that I have had, that I've been subjected to. I will give that later, but I have seen on social media several sisters, and they say that the melanated woman is the most educated woman upon the face of the planet, and it's not surprising or shocking. Okay, she is the divine feminine. Okay, so she's the origin. So that's not shocking or surprising, but it's like we always have to go the extra mile, as you all know. Excuse me, have multiple degrees to the PalEcan applicants, 1 degree or no degree, just to be qualified, double the years of experience. And I have seen sisters talk about how they have submitted their resumes, and they've applied to positions several times, and they've never gotten a call back, or no one reaches out to them to extend an interview or a screening, but they have given fictitious. They have applied with false names, names that would be attributed to that, say, of a PalEcan person, and a white person, Caucasian person, again, whichever title floats your boat, and they get a call right back. So Keisha has to then be a Becky, and Darnell has to be, a Brad, just to get a call back. And it's just very, very disgusting, but it is not surprising. And it's going to continue this way. Nubians, new beings, okay, of the Melanite nation. It's going to continue this way. You're going to continue to get your butt whooped and kicked until you wake up, or you don't wake up in time. And then you will not go on to the new earth. Your energy, you're done. Okay? Because your vibrations just won't be high enough to go with. And that's where we are. And I've been saying this for the longest, if you have been with me. Okay, so everybody needs to stop acting shocked and surprised. When you say that, when I hear brothers and sisters say, "Oh, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe," it's like, well, how many more years do you need to actually believe it? Because it's actually been here for hundreds upon hundreds of years since this caste system has been put in place. Because that's what it is. Okay, so sisters have been saying, and the sisters in particular, I really haven't seen any stories where the brothers are discussing this, but they are having to make themselves out to be white women just to get a call back for the application that they placed. Okay. And I'm sure it's for a position that they're very well qualified for. So why do we keep doing it? And I understand we all have, some of us do it as a means to an end, because we know what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish for ourselves. Okay. But there are some that are just totally like oblivious to this system, and they're expecting it to cater to them when it was never designed to do so. It was never designed to do so. So I want to start off with this story that came out a couple of days ago about this Caucasian to white woman PalEcan, okay, by the name of Courtney Taylor, in somewhere in Florida, who was dating a Nubian man or seemingly Nubian man. Again, there in our nation, in the Melanite nation, there are different bloodlines, there are different clans. Okay, if you have the phenotype of having you're melanin dominant and you have woolly hair, you're 9 ether being, you're a Nubian. Okay, so this Courtney young lady, this savage, okay, and I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. She stabbed her boyfriend, again, who was melanated man, Nubian man, and she stabbed him in his shoulder, and he subsequently he died. Okay, and so they, instead of locking her ass up, okay, and awaiting, and while she awaits, her hearing, trial, whatever it is, she is allowed to go free under for a mental evaluation. So they allowed her to they allowed a mental evaluation to be conducted before they went any further. So I'm going to show you this. Okay. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me try to get it back.
Yeah. Okay. Yo, what's up, y'all?
Hold on, you guys. How do I get this to start again? I want you all to see this. Okay?
Just killed your boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll videotape her right now. You should go. Yeah, you should go because you just killed your boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So Courtney, who has just murdered her boyfriend days prior and who was let go, okay, so that she could be mentally evaluated, was spotted out at a spa in Florida. And so as you can see, they chased her little tail off, okay? They berated her, okay? And she ended up leaving. You just murdered a man. You were let off to be mentally evaluated. And now you are at the spa. Meanwhile, Nubian men and women are being shot down like dogs in the street when their backs are turned, when they are no threat at all, when they are running, when they are not resisting, when they are complying, when they're in their house eating a bowl of cereal on their couch, struck down like dogs. When they're walking home from the store with a bag of Skittles and iced tea, they can't even do that. But Becky gets mentally evaluated. And just like that other sick and sadistic individual who killed the 9 Nubians in the church. And the police, apprehended him safely and securely, okay, without harming him at all. They thought to take him out to get a burger because he was hungry. I want you all to see this. But I want you all to know that this is not to get you angry and upset at those that were designed to behave this way. This is to light a fire under your ass, to do your self work so you can get yourself out of here from under this oppressive and suppressive and depressing system that was built to do exactly what it's doing to you. Anyone who thinks that voting in a melanated woman into the Supreme Court is going to change anything, something is wrong with you. If you think that a melanated man being elected in office, which we already saw, did not benefit us at all, and if you still think that having a melanated person in the seat of presidency is going to change anything for you and your people, something is mentally wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. It has been the same trick bag over and over again. Guess who's responsible for our oppression? You, me, and we. You, me, and we. The time of pointing the finger is over. You already know what it is. This should not be shocking and surprising to you. If it is, something is wrong with you. These people have been winning. They have been fooling you with the same trick bag for hundreds upon hundreds of years. And just because you keep falling for it doesn't mean that it's their damn fault. They're behaving in the way that is beneficial to them. They are behaving in a way that they were designed to behave. This injustice system is running in a way that it was designed to run. It's operating in a way that it was designed to operate. Why don't you understand this? It's not complex. But yet you still whine and you complain and you're in awe by your treatment under this system that was designed to do exactly what it's doing to you and your people. They keep showing you. They keep showing you, and you refuse to listen. You refuse to hearken. That's your fault. It's not theirs. Hell, if you want to keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe, it's not the fault of the person who's placing the banana in the tailpipe or not placing the banana in the tailpipe. The person who keeps believing that it is. It's your fault. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you will be. Melanites, Nubians. This shouldn't be shocking to you. If you watched the voting in of this melanated sister to the Supreme Court seat, and you hear these white men, Caucasian men, these PalEcans give these grandiose statements and accolades and, onto this sister. And at the end, all of them said, she's so qualified. She's so magnificent. She's so astute. She's so articulate. She's so intelligent. She's just brilliant. I really like her, but I'll be voting no. But and then we took off on social media again, and we said how disgusted we were and how shocking it is. It's not shocking. It is what it is, what the hell are you going to do about it? You're the one that continues to fall for the same age-old trick. You. So all of the pointing the finger, that needs to end today. Stop pointing it outside of yourself and point it towards yourself and start doing your work. It is sickening. It is appalling. It's all of those things. But it is what it is supposed to be under this system. And all of your trials and your tribulations and your abuse and your oppression and your marginalization, all of it, your disenfranchisement, reverse psychology, demonizing your beautiful features and phenotypes on you, while secretly being envious of them and wanting to covet them, and even being willing to go under the knife just to mimic your phenotypes, your body type, the pigmentation in your skin that's worth more than gold. Literally. It's the same old trick bag, you guys. Seriously. We can't be that stupid. We just can't. Don't let anybody insult your intelligence. Those of our nation or anyone else, because there's plenty of them implanted in ours. There's so many of them because you guys worship these celebrities and you hold on to their every word. Anything outside of yourself, you love. You spend hours upon hours listening to other people outside of yourself. One thing I hope you've gotten from listening to me on this channel is for you to go within yourself and do the work. I say it all the time. Don't believe me. I'm here to plant a seed. And hopefully that seed leads to your awakening. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to initiate your awakening. Verify what I say. Go and do your own research, but don't forget to look within yourself. You are the church. You are the temple. You are the church. You are the temple. Everything has to do with what's within you. Everything in the universe is reflected literally in you. And you still want to go looking outside of yourself. You still want to keep crying about white supremacy and racism, all the while not willing to do what it takes to free yourself. So it's on you, no one else. No one else. And I don't give a damn if you don't like it, because it's the truth. You love to whine. You love it. And you love to be pacified. You hate to do the work. You hate it. You'll talk about it and you'll whine and you'll stomp your feet for a few days, and then you'll be back to the same old complacent bullcrap. So I don't give a damn if you don't like it. It's the truth. Let me see what you guys are saying. Even ask you to send your picture to further discriminate. Yes. Oh yeah, I heard about this very lucky, privileged white woman when they are sleeping in their homes. Yeah, right. Andrew, that's right. BB, our people are tricked through religion and believing in the white Jesus. Well, Jesus is Zeus. That's who Jesus is. It's right there. Say it in Espanol, Jesus. Enlil is Jehovah. So you got people sitting up here praising Jehovah. You don't even know who Jehovah is. I think you better research Enlil. That's who you're praising. Every day you go into these buildings and you're being miseducated and you're being misled because you refuse to do what the scripture tells you to do. Study to show thyself approved. But you'd rather have somebody spoon feed you what they want to feed you by their understanding instead of seeking it on your own and doing your work. You hate it. So if you hate doing the very thing that is going to liberate you and to ignite your fire that's within you, that is stuck in your sacral chakra waiting for you to light it so that it can then ascend to its right place, its rightful place in your crown chakra, in its seat, then that means that you love your oppression. You've been given everything. Nothing's a secret anymore. Nothing's a secret anymore. Anything you want to know is here in this earth. But you got to seek it. You've got to knock. You can't blame anybody but yourselves. Period, point blank. Pay no attention to her at all because I know what she's there for. Who's there for? Who are you talking about, BB? Gracie Griffiths, the same old trick in another modern day version of Emmett Till. Nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun. That's been in the scriptures. Ain't nothing new. Andrew, Ghana, on my way. Okay, well, I hope it's all that you dream for it to be. Andrew. Okay, I hope it's all that you've ever wanted it to be. I truly do. Okay, safe travels. Safe travels. Yeah. So let's get into the discrimination as it relates to these jobs. I know that we all are, those of us who are awakened, we're trying to do what we need to do as a means to end. And you have some that have totally exited the matrix. Like they're not working their jobs, they're not doing anything. And that is where we all need to be getting to. I've said this several times. And so I commend those womb men and men. I commend them. I commend them. This system is wicked. Everything has been corrupted. Everything. We've given them blood, sweat, and tears for hundreds upon hundreds of years. And they still continue to show us just how wicked they are. But they're committed to white supremacy. Very much so. I have worked since I was 14. In the District of Columbia, there was a program started by the late Marion Barry, who's the mayor of DC. And he started the Summer Works program. And so when you turned 14, you were able to, work. And so I worked the summer youth program, and that fall I was turning 15, and I said, oh, okay, well, I want to continue to do this. So I was able to get a work permit, and I would go to work after I was done with my classes after school. So I've been working literally since I was 14. I've seen it all. I've worked in every sector, private, federal, state, you name it. My resume is long and it's impeccable. Okay. Been in managerial positions, all types of positions in various sectors. And what I have gone through, the abuse that I have gone through because of white supremacy and racism is profound. It's profound. And I hated to be in a position where I had to go to this place and be around these people who had no respect for me, for my intellectual property, for my dedication, for my hard work, for my high productivity. I would always exceed goals. It was very easy for me. I've been in the HR sector for about going on 5 years. Okay. And so there are quotas you have to meet. You make sure you meet your metrics. Always exceeded the metrics. It's not a problem for me. Can outperform any of the other counterparts. Okay. Very easily. And have done it. When I applied for each job, starting from 14, I applied to do a specific job. I didn't apply to be abused, to be lied on, to be deceived, and to be fired for speaking up for myself, or to be fired because my white coworkers, okay, don't like that I don't talk to them like I used to or like they want me to. Literally, I've experienced this in my career. I was at one place on a federal contract in HR, and I was the only melanated woman on this particular team, and there were 3 white women, Caucasian women, Pale women. I came in to do a specific job, and I did that job, and I did it very well. And that wasn't good enough. There was this one woman on the team who I used to have, passive conversation with, and she would complain to me about things relating to her husband and how she's had to cook dinner for 3 days because her husband wasn't well and she was tired of it and this and that. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear this shit. Like, we're 2 different type of beings and women. You're sitting up here complaining about having to pick up the slack from your husband because he's not well, when I, as a melanated woman, hold down an entire household by myself and so many others. And you're complaining about having to cook dinner for your husband. I don't want to hear this shit. I take care of every single bill in my house by myself. Have supported my son primarily financially on my own because I chose the wrong man to procreate with, and I accept that. And a video is coming up about that. I know I was supposed to do it last week. I accept that. But I don't want to hear this shit. I didn't come to work. I didn't apply for this job to be your counselor. I was hired to do a job. So when I started to come in, now you guys, I've said this several times. Anyone who truly knows me, I mean knows me, not just from seeing me on this platform, but you've actually spent time with me. A lot of time with me, okay? Not just a few months, okay? Not just 6 months. Anyone who knows me knows that. In my essence, I'm a reserved being, okay? That's who I've always been. I've heard my mother tell stories about how when I was a young girl, she would have to look back when I was in the room playing because she thought that there were like 3 or 4 other people with me. I've never had a problem being with self. Never. So I'm a reserved person. I like to come in, be cordial, authentically cordial. Hello, how are you all? Okay, chat, small talk. But I like to get to the work at hand and get it done. And so I can go home to my son, to my family, and make sure that I fulfill the role as a mother. When I was in a relationship as a fiance, or as a significant other. But that's not good enough to come and just do your job. These people want your soul. They want your blood, your sweat, and your tears. So because I started to come in and I would say hi, and then I would get to the job at hand. And I no longer stayed and went into this woman's office just to listen to her complain. I was called into the office. See, one thing about me is that I've always been spiritually inclined. I can tell when something is off and awry and when something is about to happen. I've always been able to. I didn't know what it was when I was younger, but now that I am in my now I understand it all, and it used to scare me. So just before I was called into the office, I told my son, and I like to write things down and write the dates that they happen, and then take a picture of it. So I told my son, hey, something is off and something is awry. Like, it's a weird vibe in this office. I feel like something is about to happen. And he was like, oh. And then he came to work with me one day, and he's like, Mom, I can feel it too. So later on that week, I get called into the office. I got an email from the supervisor who was part of the PalEcan trio. Okay. And who her granddaughter happened to be half melanated. The father was a so-called Black man. And she made a point to point that out to me when I first started. That doesn't mean anything to me. Throughout history, they have slept with the very people that they deem to be savage, that they deem to be to be unintelligent, that they deem to be subhuman, and then you want to sleep with them and procreate with them. You want to look like them. But they are all of these derogatory things. So it doesn't mean anything just because you have a Black friend, or just because you have a Black family member. It don't mean diddly squat. You can still be a racist. And I've seen it with my own eyes. So she calls me into the office. And she's like, oh, I just want to talk to you. She's from Germany. She's a German woman. I think Germany or Russia. Either one. I wanted to talk to you just to see how things are going. And, how things are going. Now, listen, I don't do small talk, you guys. I'm a direct communicator. Get to the point. Don't play with me and my intellect. So I said, well, what specifically is it that you're wanting to know since you called this meeting? Um, as you can see, everything is going very well. My metrics are great. So I don't have any problems. Well, we have some problems. And she starts to babble on, not making any sense. So I interjected and I said, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. It seems like you're saying that now she said some sort of ungelling of the team. Like there's an issue, with the cohesiveness of the team as it relates to me. I said, and this seems to be related to Allison. That was the lady's name. So she goes, no, 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 no. It's not. I said, yes, it is. It's related to her. Yes, it is. I said, so this has nothing to do with my work and my work ethic, my productivity, none of that. I said, I've been disrespectful to no one here. No one. Please name a time, name the instance where I have been disrespectful, where I have been unprofessional. She had no rebuttal. So she decided to end my contract and not extend my contract. So there was a woman who worked at corporate, and she reported back that she overheard a conversation about my contract not being renewed. And this person was telling another coworker at corporate, oh, yeah, it's because, she's not getting along with this woman. So the person that was working at corporate that heard it was like, it's so messed up because I heard nothing as it relates to Mahogany's work ethic, Mahogany's productivity. All they talked about was her not getting along with this woman. And again, it's not about me not getting along. It's not getting along because I don't want to be your personal counselor, because I don't want to listen to you complain. So because I did not want to be her personal counselor, all of a sudden, I am causing the team to be non-cohesive. This is what they do. I was on another contract because I do contract work. And the reason why that I loved to do contract work is because it allowed me to interview the organization as well. You are also an interviewer. It's not just them doing the interviewing. And so when you do a contract, it allows you to decipher whether you want to be a permanent fixture at that particular organization or not. So I was on another contract, and this organization, after the contract started, I started to see that there was no diversity at all. It was clear that white supremacy was being upheld. And they served our community. This is a very large healthcare institution. They served our community. So when our children go into this place for healthcare and they don't see hardly anyone who looks like them, what do you think that does to their psyche? What do you think it does? And it's not by mistake. Below 12% of the leadership were people of color. Now we're just saying of color. We're not even talking about us. Okay? There are other people that are melanated. That they, so they put it under this general band of people of color. So just imagine. But they're servicing our people. So they put me with this organization. And on a few occasions, first of all, the supervisor, the guy that they put us under, because there was three of us, okay, totally incompetent, very rude, very disrespectful, would email him, he would ignore emails, would not answer emails, he would not approve my time, he was very passive aggressive, microaggression. He would not, I would have to remind him always to approve my time. He would ignore my emails. I would have to send him multiple emails. And so I let the organization who hired me know, hey, what's up with this guy? Like, I don't think I've offended him. I know that I have not. I was told, oh, no, you're not the first one. There's nothing wrong with you. It's actually him. Someone else has said this about this guy. Okay, he's Caucasian, white. So I said, oh, okay, well, that's, good to know. I just wanted to document this. I love for things to be documented. He continues on with this behavior, and now another team member who happens to be melanated is experiencing the same thing. She reports it. So now that's 3 people. Okay? They subsequently, because of me and another sister on the team complaining about this unprofessional microaggression, passive aggressive behavior. Even one time he asked to meet with me, and the way that he was talking to me, you guys, oh, so you are going to do this, right? And he was asking me to do something that was not within my job duties to do. It was not what I was hired to do. And all too often, when we are hired to do a job, organizations think that they can throw other things that are not within your job title in there to have you do it, and you're supposed to be okay with it without being compensated for those additional duties. So when I expressed to him, hey, these were not the duties that were assigned to me when I agreed to do this contract. Sorry, the sun is coming in, you guys. He became irate and aggressive. I don't understand what the problem is. What's the problem? I mean, it's just only an extra little blah, blah. And I was like, is he really freaking talking to me like this? I said, excuse me, the way that you are speaking to me is not acceptable. So after this, I called the agency again and I told them I wanted this documented. I said, I don't feel comfortable working with him. So the other sister was also having this same issue. She ended up complaining about it. He ended up being, and then this is the thing, he happened to call the agency as well. And so when I was speaking with the supervisor, she told me, oh, he happened to say that the way that you were talking to him was aggressive. The trick bag. That's dangerous behavior. When you know that damn well you were the aggressor, and now you're trying to just say that the other person on the receiving end of your aggression was actually the aggressor when you know it's a damn lie. That's a dangerous person. So he ended up being demoted. Okay. But he was able to stay on. So months and some weeks go by, month or so go by. I'm trying to figure out what's the right way to do the camera, you guys. Some months go by. Sai, can you shut this for me, please, the curtain? And I would say a good month and a half goes by. And it was time for my contract to be renewed. But in between this time, I had a situation with a particular manager who was white, who did not want to interview two candidates, okay? Two melanated candidates. And so, who were well qualified. And so when I asked her, why don't she emailed me, was like, I can't, I'm sorry, I can't interview them. I said, why not? What's the problem? I just can't interview them. I can't. Again, why not? Yeah, I just can't interview them. Clearly, because they had ethnic names. So she already knew that these were melanated people, and she did not want to interview them. I mean, there were several instances like this. This is what goes on behind the scenes. You have managers like this, hiring managers who are allowed to operate in white supremacy, to display racist characteristics and get away with it. So when I told this to the woman who took the guy, the old supervisor's place, the one that was unprofessional and aggressive, she says, "Oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry. We know we've had issues with her. She's high maintenance." No, there's a difference there. This is not about her being high maintenance. There's a difference between being high maintenance and exhibiting racist characteristics. There is a difference there. Call a thing a thing. So because I would, speak out about these things, and rightfully so, I guess they were taking note of that, and they didn't like it, because anytime a melanated woman is articulate and she speaks up for herself or speaks out against wrong, she is punished and demonized. See, if it were a white woman, then they would say, "Oh, well, Becky's very assertive and she's direct." But a melanated woman is very aggressive. One assertive and the other aggressive. So it came time for an extension, and they wanted to keep me. Now, it had been at that time, it was like 6 months. Okay. And based off of performance, yes, if you want to keep me, I'm going to request a raise. Rightfully so. So they came back with their number, and I agreed to their number, and that was that. Then I get the feeling again. And I tell my son, and I tell a friend of mine. And I get an email the next day, an urgent email of wanting to meet with me, needing to meet with me. I say, here it is again. Here it is again. Oh, they're wanting to just go ahead and end your contract. But 24 hours before, they were giving me a raise, okay, and they were wanting me to extend. Oh, well, I said, well, what is the reason for that? This doesn't make any sense. Does this make any sense to you all, is what I'm asking my agency. Oh, well, they're saying they're just restructuring and they have no need for the position anymore, and blah. I said, this makes absolutely no sense. I know how many recs they have. This makes no sense. So meanwhile, you want to end my contract early, but the old supervisor, who was clearly unprofessional, clearly abusive, and had several complaints, you didn't feel the need to end his contract immediately. White supremacy at its finest. There's so many stories. And if you guys have a story, let me know if you've ever experienced white supremacy on the job. But I can't, yes, I can call a thing and I can call it out. But at the end of the day, it's about what I choose and chose to do. We cannot continue to put ourselves in situations where we're being abused. We have to protect ourselves. If you continue to put yourself in that situation, it's really your fault. So you have to have the spirit of discernment, meaning partially your fault. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but they're behaving in a way that has benefited them and in a way that they have been created to behave for the most part. They're very comfortable in their privilege, i.e., like this white woman who just murdered this melanated man few days prior, and she's out to spa. So it's time for us to truly, truly wake up, you guys. I mean, the time is now and it's here. We cannot blame anyone else. Yes, we can call out their wickedness and it needs to be spoken of. But the moment that we do what we're supposed to do, it's a wrap. It's over. And I find it funny. I was just telling my son, we keep hearing these stories and we keep having, these experiences and these run-ins with racism and white supremacy. We keep having these run-ins, and everybody feels like we're supposed to be okay. like we have no feeling. We're supposed to show up at work every day and be happy-go-lucky. Or when we're out and when we're interacting with people, we're supposed to always be all right. And this has adversely affected us in our personal relationships because we bury everything because society expects us to be all right, to be able to take any and everything and be okay. So when our significant other asks us how we're doing, we lie and we say we're okay, we're well, when we're not. Because we've been conditioned to not be truthful about what we are feeling. And that's not okay either. So let me see. Andrew, okay. I guess you deleted the messages. BB, I've been in that situation on jobs many times, and sometimes initiated by other Black women. Oh yeah. Again, the tears are there. And that's what they expect. That's what they know, because that is the type of relationship dynamic that they have created. Divide and conquer. That's another age-old trick that we continue to fall victim of. I've told you guys that I've had situations when I was working in these offices, and I've had, sisters who would see the wrong And they would talk about it with me and say, oh, we should do this in X, Y, and Z. Yeah, we should do this. But when it came time to do it, it was me speaking up and speaking out. And then they were hiding somewhere under the desk. And then they end up watching you carry your things out of the office. Sorry, sis, is all they have to say. There's no unity. You need to be on the side of righteous, period. It's not about color, about righteous. But you see the way that white supremacy is easily perpetuated, because it doesn't matter how they're feeling about one another. As you can see, even with that white man that was so disrespectful and so unprofessional. But they said, oh no, we're not going to fire him though. We're going to let him to, allow him to continue to be able to support himself and his family. We're not going to get rid of him. We're going to keep him. We'll just put him in this position for now. Blatantly unprofessional. That's white supremacy. They cannot like each other. They can have differences, but they know that the only thing that they have that keeps them in power is to continue to perpetuate and continue to make sure that white supremacy lives. And we have to collectively do our self-work. We have to collectively look out for each other. We have to collectively protect each other. We have to collectively stand on the side of right. And this is including white women and men and women and men who are very much so aware of the privilege, standing up as well and saying, you know what, that's wrong. And we can't allow that to happen. But all too often, they don't do that. They sit comfortably in their seat of privilege and they watch. So no more saying that you are shocked about the gross, an obvious display of, racism and white supremacy. There is no reason for you to be shocked, for you've seen this age-old trick and this system operate time and time again over hundreds upon hundreds of years. No one should be shocked. Stop pointing the finger outside of yourself and point it towards yourself and do your self work. Find out who you truly are, so then you can operate in your power. Find out who you truly are, so then you can operate in your power. There are melanated devils and there are white devils, and there are devils of every kind and every shade. This does not mean, again, it's about your light. Do you have light or not? That's it. And if you have light, you're going to speak up and speak out against racism and white supremacy. But it's time for us as a people to stop complaining, to stop exerting all of this energy outside of ourselves and complaining. It's time for us to do the work. Look within. Know who you are so you can operate in your power, so that this system can be broken down and dismantled. Then you don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm just tired of it, you guys. I'm tired of it. I don't know. Is this thing working? Can you guys still hear me and see me well? Let me know. Let me know if you can still hear me and see me well. Put a number 9 if you can still hear me and see me. But that is the message, you guys. That is the message. Okay, it's not going to stop until you do your work. And when we disengage from this and we go within, which is where our power is, watch and see. Watch and see. Watch and see how your world changes. We know what it is. It's not going to change. It doesn't matter who's in office. Stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Stop allowing your ignorance to destroy you. There is no reason for you to be ignorant because the truth is in the earth. And it is waiting for you to knock so that the door can open. And it is waiting for you to seek it so you can find it. Okay? That's it. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, BB, I do speak up, but only when I can see that the person or persons are listening. Black people get distracted when you try to talk about racism. I don't know why they would get distracted. It's been a part of our lives for so long. And we're the ones that keep getting the short end of the stick. You know, we have to look out for one another and we have to speak up and speak out and stop being afraid and stop being timid and stop straddling the fence and stand up for right and righteousness and justice and truth. You can't serve two masters. You can't talk about the problem and then speak vainly about it needing to be fixed, and then cower when it comes time to put your words into action. It's not okay. It's not okay. And I see channels, people really making money off of our trauma, people that look like us. It's income for them now. It's a means for them now. So you sit up here and you make all these videos about Karen this and Karen that and Karenicity and this and that. And what are you doing to change it? Because exposing it is not doing a damn thing. What are you doing? What kind of work are you doing to change it? Self-work. When it becomes a business, it can't be beneficial. And it's the same thing about that whole Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of you all fell for the banana in the tailpipe. You fell for the trick bag. You wore the shirt. You outside. You parading around. You're in the streets with these shirts on under this organization that has absolutely nothing to do with your upliftment. You fell for it again. They used you again. And they bought, what was it? A $6 million mansion, honey, off your money. But those that are really doing this work with an authentic heart, you give them nothing or pennies. But you done bought these wicked people who are ambulance chasers, who have made a business and capitalized on our trauma and our abuse. You gave them enough to buy a $6 million mansion. What a shame. We're our own worst enemy. Stop pointing the finger at other people. You should have known what the organization was about when you saw the head. If the head be sick, then the whole body is sick. It was not for us, but you fell for it. We were used again. That's it, you all. He or she that has an ear, let them hear. Until next time, you all be good.